Have you ever made a decision and later wondered if it was really your idea at all? Have you felt guilty for saying no to someone, even when you knew you were right? Or maybe you've been surrounded by people who seem kind, but something always feels off. If so, you may have been manipulated. Cut to black screen with the title in white font. Dark Psychology: How People Manipulate You Emotionally, Mentally, and Socially. Today, we're diving deep into the shadows of human behavior, where influence becomes control and persuasion turns into psychological warfare. Section 1. What is manipulation? Manipulation is the art of controlling others without their knowledge, by distorting their perception, emotions, and sense of reality. And here's the catch: it's often subtle. You might not even realize it's happening. Unlike healthy influence, manipulation is always deceptive. It's about bending your will for someone else's benefit, emotionally, mentally, or socially. And in dark psychology, it's a weapon. Section 2. Emotional manipulation. Subsection A. Guilt tripping. Let's start with emotional manipulation. One of the most common tactics is guilt tripping. Manipulators use your empathy against you. Example: "Wow, after everything I've done for you, this is how you treat me." That line makes you question yourself. Suddenly, you're defending your actions, not realizing you're being controlled through guilt. Subsection B. Gaslighting. This one is sinister. Gaslighting is psychological abuse where the manipulator makes you doubt your reality. Example: "You, didn't you say you'd be home at 7? Them, I never said that. You must be imagining things." Over time, you stop trusting your memory. You depend on the manipulator to clarify reality. That's when they've got you. Subsection C. Love bombing. Ever been overwhelmed with affection early in a relationship? That could be love bombing. They drown you in compliments, attention, even gifts. But it's not real, it's a setup. Once you're emotionally hooked, the affection disappears, and you're left chasing that high, compromising more and more to get it back. Section 3. Mental manipulation. Subsection A. Gaslighting revisited. Yes, gaslighting belongs here too. It targets your mind, not just your emotions. But mental manipulation goes even further. Subsection B. Misdirection and cognitive overload. Skilled manipulators will overload you with information to confuse you, especially in arguments. They shift topics, use circular logic, and wear you down until you give in just to escape the mental fatigue. Subsection C. NLP and anchoring. Some even use tools like neurolinguistic programming. By linking their requests to positive feelings, anchoring, they can subtly make you associate them with comfort and trust, even if they're toxic. Example: they touch your arm when praising you, and repeat that touch when asking for a favor. Your brain links the gesture with positivity. That's manipulation on a subconscious level. Section 4. Social manipulation. Subsection A. Triangulation. This is when manipulators bring a third person into a situation to control the dynamic. Example: even Sarah thinks you're overreacting. Now, it's not just you and them. You're being outnumbered, real or imagined. That shifts your perception of who's right or wrong. Subsection B. Reputation sabotage. Some will damage your social standing to isolate you. They spread subtle rumors, twist your words, or exaggerate your flaws. When others pull away, the manipulator moves in closer. Offering support, they break your connections so they can become your only connection. Subsection C. Peer pressure and groupthink. Manipulators also use social norms. They'll pressure you to conform by saying, "Everyone's doing it," or "You don't want to be that person, do you?" You're not just battling their influence, you're battling your own fear of rejection. That's social manipulation at its most effective. Section 5. The psychology behind it. So why does manipulation work so well? Let's break it down. A. Cognitive biases. Our brains take shortcuts, called cognitive biases, to save energy. Manipulators exploit them. Example: the reciprocity bias. You feel obligated to return a favor, even if you didn't ask for it. The foot in the door technique. You agree to a small request, then feel pressured to agree to a bigger one. B. Fear of rejection. We are social creatures. Manipulators prey on our need to belong, our fear of being judged, and our desire to be accepted. C. Trauma and attachment styles. People with past trauma or insecure attachment are especially vulnerable. If you were taught to earn love by pleasing others, A manipulator will see you as an easy target. Section 6. Real-life examples. Example 1. The workplace narcissist. They praise you in meetings, but criticize you privately. They make you doubt yourself, then help you fix your mistakes. Soon, you're dependent on their approval. That's manipulation disguised as mentorship. Example 2. The romantic manipulator. They mirror your interests. Make grand romantic gestures, then withdraw when you disagree with them. You apologize, even when you've done nothing wrong. That's control, not love. Example 3. The friend who plays victim. Every conversation is about their problems. If you set boundaries, they cry or go silent. They make you responsible for their emotions. It feels like kindness to stay, but it's manipulation dressed as need. Section 7. How to protect yourself. A. Recognize the red flags. You constantly second-guess yourself. You feel guilty, anxious, or drained after interactions. Your boundaries are repeatedly crossed. B. Build self-awareness. Journaling, therapy, and mindfulness can help you spot manipulation early, before it sinks its teeth in. C. Strengthen boundaries. Say no, and stick to it. You don't need to justify your limits. D. Keep a support system. Isolation is a manipulator's best friend. Stay connected to people who truly support you. E. Learn to walk away. Sometimes, the only winning move is to leave. You can't fix a manipulator. You can only protect yourself. Manipulation isn't always obvious. It doesn't come with red flags and flashing lights. It wears a smile. It speaks softly. It makes you doubt your instincts. But once you see it, you can never unsee it. If this video helped you understand the hidden side of human behavior, hit the like button and subscribe. We've only scratched the surface of dark psychology, and there's much more to uncover. In the comments, tell us, have you ever been manipulated? And how did you spot it? Your story might help someone else break free. Stay aware. Stay empowered.